Berita kedua, anggota komunitas Aborigin Australia berkumpul di Sydney pada hari Rabu untuk mengikuti upacara asap penyembuhan setelah apa yang mereka sebut sebagai tindakan kekerasan yang dilakukan oleh polisi selama aksi protes terhadap kunjungan Presiden Israel Isaac Herzog awal pekan ini. Rekaman menunjukkan para pengunjuk rasa yang terluka, saksi mata dan orang lain melemparkan daun karet ke dalam api dan berendam dalam asap selama ritual penyembuhan.
I witnessed the medics kind of being charged, so it was obvious to me it was becoming increasingly violent. I'd already witnessed acts of violence. And I turned around and she was on the ground, and the police were trampling her and what I would consider assaulting her. So I ran back to pick her up, and I was trying to get her up, and the police started pushing and shoving and punching and kicking me.
And then I saw that there was a group of Muslim men being led by Sheikh Wasim praying, and then the police were charging forward. We could hear screaming, we could hear yelling. A lot of people were being pepper sprayed. We saw a 70-year-old woman get pepper sprayed.
I witnessed them crash tackling really violently an older male into the pavement. So aggressive and violent was that crash tackle. All his belongings splayed across the footpath. So I ran to pick up his belongings. I picked up his glasses, and once again the police came and punched and pushed and shoved me in a really violent way.
We were kettled, we had nowhere to move. We asked peacefully for direction for where to go, and instead we were pepper sprayed, attacked, brutalised. With people, injuries, arrests. There's something like 27 arrests. There's been something like 7 or 8 people go to hospital. There's a 72-year-old woman with 4 broken vertebraes in her lower back. It was horrifying. There was children. I turned to one moment and there was a small Palestinian child bawling, crying, and I couldn't even help her because I had nowhere to go, you know.
We saw was people terrified running towards us up an empty street, being chased by 2 or 3 rows of cops, and then we all started coughing. We were like, what is going on? We saw that 2 guys had completely been sprayed with pepper spray, and their faces were bright red and their eyes were crying, and they were in such pain. They were writhing in agony. We pulled them into the shop. Another young girl who had come by herself from uni student, had never been at a rally before, came in, her eyes were weeping. We pulled a few other people in. We shut the door because the pepper spray was so intense, and then basically we just did water and water and water.
Against the Israeli President Isaac Herzog, and then due to that protest, police tried to incite violence against us, and then after trying to incite violence against us, they actually did incite violence against. Firstly, I was one of the first people brutalised by the police. I stand here now with the bruising, factual bruisings. And then in that moment of the crowd turning around to march back towards Central Station, as we were told we were allowed to do, riot squad have grabbed me and my beautiful sister.
Yeah, that's right.
They laid their hands on us, literally just totally bum rushed us. There were like 8 cops and 2 First Nations women in the middle being brutalised. They then threw me into a horse, and then they proceeded to drag us down the road and try to throw us into a paddy wagon. My sister did get put in a paddy wagon.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.